Hello, my beautiful divas. It is BillyJoe, and I know you guys are so excited about this little bad boy right here. This is our Divas eyeshadow palette. It is called the Original, and it is everything you could ever dream of in an eyeshadow palette. I can promise you that. It's going to be just kind of your neutral tone colors, very good colors for everyday wear, and also very good colors if you're wanting to be sassy and do a good smoky eye. So those are the colors up close. This is a great formula as well. I love when there is a mirror inside of a palette, because if I'm on the go, especially since it's a smaller size, I can take it with me and do everything I need to do and not worry about having to necessarily bring a mirror everywhere I go for that. The fallout is so minimum, which is absolutely phenomenal. And that just tells you the quality is 10 out of 10, because when you don't have a lot of fallout and your pigment is very bright and it's there, that is a amazing shadow. And Divas has done it again. They have blew us away with this product. So I'm going to break this up for you guys basically into 3 parts. So I have my foundation and everything else on my face. The only thing I have to do are my eyes. We're gonna break it up into kind of prep, and then we're going to do like the shadows. And then after that, I'm going to work on blending. So blending is gonna be basically our 3rd step in this process. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and let's do it. So the first thing I do is I'm going to prep my eyes. And when I prep my eyes, I like to take just like a little washi tape, just a little thin one. It doesn't matter. You can use Scotch tape too if you want. I used to use that as well. And I'm just gonna tear off a little piece, and I'm going to line it up on my eyes. So I'm just gonna take it and create like a sharp edge for me basically. And I'm just gonna pop it on. And when you're doing this, you don't have to worry about it being absolutely perfect, because at the end of the day, one eye sits higher on your face than the other, and we're just making the illusion that it is perfect per se. And I'm just gonna check in the mirror that they are pretty much similar to each other. Okay, we're looking good. I'm going to take a concealer, and this is the Benefit Boing concealer. It is absolutely amazing. I love it, and it does the job. And the concealer is basically going to be like our primer. You can buy an eyeshadow primer as well, but concealer works just as good. So what we're gonna do is literally, I'm just gonna dab this on my eye and then blend it in. So I'm just gonna kind of put it all over the eyelid very lightly. And now that I've done that, I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to just blend it in. Okay, so now that that is done, we're going to start on our shadow. So that was all of our prep. Our prep is good. We're ready to start laying down our colors. The concealer is basically going to help the colors pop up better, for them to stay throughout the day and not kind of just be very faint colors. It's to help them be more pigmented. And I am just going to kind of cut a little piece of that tape off right there, because it's too long and it is falling off. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do with the shadow is we are going to put on a base color, kind of a transitioning color that's gonna help us work through all of the colors that we'll be using in the palette today. So the first color I'm going to start with is gonna be Heaven, which is this one right here. I'm gonna take Heaven and I'm literally gonna pat it all over my eye. So I'm just gonna pick up some and just kind of tap to get the excess off. And then I am going to just literally start patting it all over my lid. Just a light kind of base color to help you transition through all of your other colors more seamlessly. Okay, so now that we've got heaven down, and my tape on my left eye, of course, is just not cooperating with me today. It's not my friend, but that's fine. So we've got heaven down. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna apply our kind of middle shade. And I'm just gonna do my kind of everyday makeup look that I do for work. I know my everyday is a little more than some people's everyday, so you do not have to do this, but this is a good kind of subtle smoky eye that we're gonna kind of try to achieve here. So the next color I go in is with Sweetie, which is this color right here. It's kind of like a mocha-y brown, and I'm just gonna pick it up with a nice fluffy blending brush, and I'm just gonna dab it ever so kind of lightly right there, and we're going to tap, tap, and then we're just gonna kind of put that in our crease. So right at the crease where, if you open your eye, you can see where your crease is. It's the part where your eye starts folding, and we're just literally gonna start blending that into the crease. Just kind of back and forth in windshield wiper motions, just like so. I love how all of the eyeshadows blend so easily. They just kind of really slide on without lots of issue, which is amazing. All right, so now the next color that we're gonna go in with, because we've already got Sweetie kind of on there as a nice transitioner, she's gonna do her job very well. We are going to go in with our next color, which is going to be Darling. Darling's gonna be where we start creating that smoky eye look. She's gonna be our first darker shade to transition us into our kind of va-va-voom. So I'm gonna pick her up with the same just fluffy blending brush that I've been using, and just dab, dab, dab it on there, tap your excess off. And again, we're gonna work her in the crease, the same place basically that we worked Sweetie into. Just back and forth, just blend her out real nice. I will say, with Darling, we're gonna keep her just a little lower. We're not gonna go as high with her as we did with Sweetie. Reason being because we don't want this darker shade to be all the way up to our eyebrow basically, because we wanna keep just kind of a little bit of a lighter transition right there. So we're just gonna blend her nicely out. The great thing about the tape is that it allows you to be messy and you don't have to worry because you're gonna have your sharp line at the end. Okay, so now that we have both Sweetie and Darling down, I am going to go in with Flirty. Flirty is going to be our smoky look. Flirty's gonna give us that smoky look that we're wanting to achieve. And to put Flirty on, I'm actually gonna go in with a smudging brush. So this is my smudging brush. It's a thin, flat brush that's it's much shorter, and it's a little bit thicker than a typical flat brush, because your typical flat brush is going to be very thin like this one, and it's gonna be a little longer. A smudger brush is just a little denser and it's shorter. So I'm going to pick up Flirty just on the edges of this brush, tap it off, and we're going to focus Flirty in the bottom corner, outside corner of our lid. So I'm literally going to follow the tape basically and kind of create a line right there, and then kind of make a triangle just right in the crease. So we're just gonna focus her right there. We're not gonna go much higher, and we're gonna go just a tad bit into our crease, kind of halfway into your crease on your lid. And we're just basically packing her on right now. So we're just dabbing it on. We're not trying to blend her out too much. And we're gonna do that in our third portion. So I just pack it on nicely, just in that triangular shape, and then we're gonna pick it up and do the other side. Okay, so now that we have Flirty on, we are going to take a big fluffy blending brush. I'm gonna take a different one than I started with so that it's a clean one. We want a clean, fluffy blending brush that doesn't have any product on it. You could always just kind of take a paper towel like I have here, and if you don't have another one, you only have one, just wipe off any excess that is on it on the paper towel. Paper towel is your best friend when you're doing your eyeshadow. So we're gonna take this big fluffy blending brush. It's basically the same one as my other one I was using, and this is our third part of our eyeshadow. We are going to start blending out Flirty to give us our smoky illusion. And we're literally just gonna go back and forth in windshield wiper motions with her and just blend her out all the way. We're gonna want a seamless kind of look, more of like an ombre basically is the word I love to use for it, because it looks like our eye has just gracefully gone from a lighter to a darker shade on the outside, and we've got that cat eye, smoky eye illusion going on. So just back and forth, literally very messy. You don't have to worry about being perfect because of the fact that we have that tape there. You are going to have your sharp edge at the end of this without a problem. Okay, so now that we have that done, I'm just gonna pick up a tiny bit of Flirty with this fluffy blending brush, and I'm just gonna add just a little bit more in places that I feel like need to be a little more smoky. So I'm literally just dabbing it very, very lightly. Not a lot of pressure at all. Tapping it off. Very little powder on your brush, basically. Okay, so we've got all of that done. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that real flat blending, not blending brush, but that real flat skinny brush, and I'm going to pick up the shade Sugar right here. She's our nice kind of champagne shade, and I'm just going to pick her up, dab it on, and I'm gonna put her on my lid. So just like that, we're just literally tapping Sugar on our lid. Not a lot of effort. And when you put Sugar on, you want to tap her literally on the white part of your lid. So whatever part is kind of light and clear, you're going to put Sugar on that portion. And then we're just going to take that fluffy blending brush again and just kind of blend her out. And ladies, that is literally it for our everyday smoky eyeshadow look. I am going to do my eyeliner and put on my lashes and be right back. Okay, ladies, this is the finished look with the original palette by Discount Divas. I am so excited for this. I cannot wait for you guys to get your hands on these and have so much fun playing with the colors. I just did my basic everyday smoky eye for you guys, and the colors I used once again are gonna be Heaven, Sweetie, Darling, Flirty, and Sugar. This is a great starter palette. This is a great neutrals palette. The design, the packaging, everything about it is so amazing. There's such limited fallout, not much at all. The colors blend so smoothly and nicely. As you can see, it's a great smoky eye look. And a fun fact for you guys, my eyebrows today were done with the shade Flirty from this palette. And also my highlighter was done with the shade Sugar from this palette. So definitely it's a great palette for a multi-use and everything in between. This is our look. Once again, I loved doing it. I had so much fun hanging out with you guys right now and showing you how to use the original DD palette. I'm super excited. I can't wait for this to release. And I hope every single one of you are able to get your hands on it and you can show us all the looks that you created with it. Have a great day. I cannot wait to see you guys next time and have some fun. Bye.